What's up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about Bill Murray, the guy who replaced Tevin Jenkins at left guard on Sunday and honestly might have looked like our best offensive lineman at least for 1 week. So, who is Bill Murray? Most people just think of the Ghostbusters version when his name is mentioned, but that's not who this is. Bill Murray went to William and Mary College and was an undrafted free agent who played defensive tackle for 4 seasons. He is 6'4", just over 300 pounds. He has long arms and ran a 4.93 40-yard dash, but he did not measure and does not have an RAS score. But I believe he is very athletic. He was signed to the second largest UDFA deal by Bill Belichick and the Patriots in 2020 and would spend 3 years there on the practice squad. Belichick saw something in him, though, and converted him into an offensive lineman after 2 seasons as a defensive tackle. He then went on to have an awesome preseason and stuck around on the practice squad all year. He was elevated to the active roster and did get 3 snaps on special teams, but he never got a chance with the Patriots during the regular season. Then last year in August of 2023, Ryan Poles convinced him to join the Bears practice squad as a free agent. Murray spent last year developing and learning fundamentals with Chris Morgan. This year he had a chance to battle for a roster spot, and he ended up beating out Jatiri Carter and others to earn a spot on the 53-man roster. Matt Eberflus spoke very highly of him, and he had a really strong training camp. Yesterday, he got to make his NFL debut at left guard, and man, he did not disappoint. I have to say, when Tev first got hurt, I expected Nate Davis to come into the game and that Matt Pryor would slide over to left guard again. That is not what happened. Matt Pryor would stay at right guard, and when Tev left the game, it was Bill Murray who came in at left guard. I watched his first couple of snaps closely, and he looked pretty good, but then I didn't pay much attention to him for the rest of the game. But after going back and watching tape, oh man, I was impressed with Bill Murray. No wonder he came into the game over Nate Davis. I think it's possible that Ryan Poles could have found a gem for the offensive line. I'm not going to overrate one game, and I need to see it over the course of an entire season and against better competition, but Bill Murray really impressed me yesterday. He played 37 snaps and didn't allow a single pressure. He also didn't allow a single sack or QB hit, and he had 0 penalties. He had an overall grade from PFF of an 83.9 and graded out with an 85.7 pass blocking grade. Honestly, one of the best performances by a Bears O lineman so far this year. There's one play that I just have to show where Bill Murray really shows his relentless attitude, his power, and more all on one play where he goes for a triple pancake. Let's go ahead and check this out. All right, this is Bill Murray in the game at left guard. Watch him on this play. Snap comes off. He helps Coleman Shelton with a double team to get started, but then he sees that Braxton Jones might need a little help. Watch how he goes and helps Braxton Jones. Boom! Instant pancake. And then he says, okay, now that I did that, let me go back and help Coleman Shelton, who's still in a one-on-one. Goes back over to Coleman Shelton's guy, destroys him, pushes him about 5 yards off of his block, and he actually ends up stumbling and falling to the ground, pretty much making this a second straight pancake. But then Bill Murray's not done yet. He said, let me go over here and help Matt Pryor as well. Goes over here, bam, and then tries to destroy Matt Pryor's guy as well. This is 3 guys he blocks on one play. Bill Murray, welcome to the roster, bringing the same attitude, toughness, and tenacity that would make Tevin Jenkins himself proud. Way to distinguish yourself. This is not a Ghostbuster. This is Bill Murray. Let's check that out one more time. This is not a Ghostbuster, guys. This is Bill Murray. And as you can see, his first game, this play was my favorite of all of his other plays. But honestly, he played well all game long. He didn't allow a single pressure. He didn't allow Caleb Williams to get touched. And best of all, 0 penalties. Great game from Bill Murray. Okay, but here's the issue. Bill Murray probably doesn't play unless Tevin Jenkins is hurt. What we want from this offensive line is consistency and continuity. It takes time to gel. One of the reasons why I believe Bill Murray played so well at left guard was that is where he has been getting reps all offseason long. Ever since Shane Waldron was brought in, even back in mini camps in May, Bill Murray was getting reps behind Tevin Jenkins at left guard. So it's not as simple as just putting Bill Murray into the starting lineup or even moving Tevin Jenkins to right guard, where Matt Pryor has been playing really well. It's about finding five guys and letting them get better every single week. Communication has probably been the biggest issue on this offensive line, but Bill Murray did a great job of communicating between Coleman Shelton and Braxton Jones. That's where he's been getting reps most of this offseason. And then another thing I want to address, you're going to hear people say, well, if Bill Murray really is good, why did the coaches have Nate Davis starting instead of him? Look, this guy just converted to be an offensive lineman a couple of years ago. He never played O-line in college, and he's never gotten real reps in the live NFL game other than preseason. There's a difference there. Doing it against backups in the preseason is one thing, but asking a guy to start and protect your franchise quarterback and number one overall pick, that's a completely different story. So these reps he got yesterday were important, and they were a positive sign for his development. There is a chance here that Ryan Poles found a real diamond in the rough. I would love to see Bill Murray get more reps this season, but I would rather see Tevin Jenkins stay healthy. I think the biggest development here is how our backups have performed when called upon. Both Matt Pryor and Bill Murray have provided valuable reps early on in this season and actually have performed very well. And then against the Panthers, I think both of our starting tackles and our center have played a lot better, even going back to the Rams game. Braxton Jones, Darnell Wright, and Coleman Shelton are playing much better than they did the first couple of weeks. Part of it might be the teams we faced, but part of it is also these guys are getting a little bit more comfortable and that Caleb Williams is starting to settle in and get rid of the ball quicker. So yes, I do think Bill Murray was awesome on Sunday, but it is important never to overreact to one game in the NFL, especially against a team like the Panthers. But this offensive line has played much better, and I love what I saw from Bill Murray. I think the bottom line is seeing him get reps with the starting five at least makes me less worried about Tevin Jenkins getting injured. On top of that, Ryan Bates is also eligible to return to practice this week. We'll find out more about that in the next couple of days. And then Karan Amagaji also made his NFL debut as an extra offensive lineman this week. It was great to see him on the field. But overall, I'm becoming cautiously optimistic about this offensive line moving forward. I do still believe we need to invest heavily into the trenches next year. But how are you guys feeling right now? The Bears are 3-2, heading to London next week. I appreciate everybody who watches. Please remember to hit that like button for me. Stay tuned, and until next time, bear down.